Hey guys, back now XP Realty, part of the Johnson Group out here in Savannah, Georgia. And today I got James Walker from All American Realty in Fayetteville, Georgia. And he's going to be talking to us about what it's like to live in Fayetteville. How you doing, James?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Yeah. So I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I've been here for 35 years. Retired police officer with 20 years, 10 months of service with the state. Been in real estate for about to hit 6 years next February, 2025. I'm on with All American Realty Group here in Fayetteville. We're a little independent brokerage. We got about seven or eight agents with us. So.
And what got you into real estate?
Actually, my mom did. She's not a realtor. She's a landlord, but she's been probably flipping homes and renting out homes passively for the past 30 years. She probably made flipping homes before she was flipping homes before it became a show, probably. And like I said, she never got in real estate, but I could see what she's doing, and my thought was, oh, maybe I should get my real estate license, and then obviously I'm the only child, so I could help her with it. And then when I got into real estate, I liked it more than I thought it was, selling and buying homes. I was like, and I still help her, but I actually enjoyed it more than I thought it would, and I was more of a at least learn the business, the real estate side of it, of how everything goes. But yeah, that's how I get into it. So.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. And you've been in
Yeah.
Fayetteville ever since doing real estate, right?
Yeah. I've been there for over 35 years, and my dad retired from Fort Liberty or Fort Bragg, and then Fort Liberty now. When I was 13, so I'm 51 years old. So
That's been hard for me to get a transition to these new names, right? I
yeah,
was in the Army for 20 years, and then they're like, Fort Liberty. We're like, what is that? What is Fort Liberty? And they're like, it's Fort Bragg. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So I've been trying to learn the terms here.
yeah. I still call it Fort Bragg. Everybody around me does too. So
I get it. All right, cool, cool. Well, we're just gonna get into some questions about what it's like to live in Fayetteville. If you guys watching have any questions, put in the comment down below. James is gonna watch this. Also, before we get started, just want to show them you guys your channel first, real quick.
okay,
So let me show this channel. So if you're looking to move to Fayetteville, check out James's channel over here, living in Fayetteville. Can you see it, James?
yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool. Yeah, so go to this channel. He can tell you all kinds. He got a bunch of videos on um, buying a home in Fayetteville, so that's fantastic. So we're just going to get into the questions. All right. All right. So, James, what are some of the key things soldiers should know about the housing market in Fayetteville?
Um, Some of the key things I would say is definitely here we've got due diligence money and we have earnest money. And I know some other states they only have usually earnest money, but we have both here, and they're kind of one and the same. I'll start with due diligence money first. So, due diligence money is this. Let's say you're interested in a house, and we go into contract today with a house with a buyer and seller, and I got the buying side on. So on an offer, it's going to ask for due diligence money, earnest money, and really people ask that too. What amount should I give? And it really depends on the market. If the house just hit the market today, I would say to make the offer stronger, you want to give a good amount of due diligence. It's been on our market for, as you probably know, 30, 40, 50 days, depending on everyone's local market. Here typically takes we're about 30 days, 35 days to close on a home on average. So I would advise them, hey, it's been on market a little longer. Let's You don't have to offer as much due diligence, but let's say it's $1,000 in due diligence money. Since we're going to contract, that $1,000 is given to the selling side. And immediately, if the buyer backs out, like 2 seconds after signing the contract and says, "Hey, I changed my mind," that $1,000 or whatever amount they gave is gone now. It
Oof.
is yeah, it's non-refundable. So it's
Yikes.
a big, yeah, it's a big turn off for a lot of buyers, and I can definitely understand why. Because here in North Carolina, we're buyer beware state, caveat emptor state, which basically means sold as is.
Ooh.
So yeah. So the seller of the home does not have to fix anything. They have to disclose things to you, of course, They
Right.
say, hey, the roof is leaking. Hey, the roof leaks, but I'm not going to fix it. Or the HVAC doesn't work or whatever. If they're aware of these things, of course. So, and I use $1,000 as just a, good, easy math per sake, but I've seen it up to $10,000, $20,000 of due diligence. That was during the COVID times, of course. And I've seen but I've seen zero before COVID. So, that's a nice chunk to, have to lose. Top of that, you're paying for a home inspection, 300-400 bucks possibly, and a termite inspection, which is usually about 80 bucks. So right there, you lose out a lot of money, especially due diligence of $1,000 if you back out.
But you said there's also earnest money.
Yeah, there's also earnest money too. So that's due diligence money. I just explained. Earnest money is kind of the same thing, but it's given straight to the attorney. The attorney is the middleman to hang on to that money. So with earnest money, same kind of concept. There's no set amount. It could be zero. It could be as high as you wanted to go. And we'll say $1,000 again, just for good math sake and easy sake. And let's say we're in a contract, 1,000 of due diligence you gave, 1,000 earnest money you gave. And now that there's a due diligence period, and it's usually about 14, 15 days. And during that due diligence period, let's say on the 12th day, the buyer says, hey, I'm going to back out. Home inspection came back bad or whatever. They get their earnest money back because they backed out within due diligence period, within that time frame, which is usually 14, 15 days. If it's after that time frame, outside due diligence period, you now lost both your due diligence money and your earnest money. So, yeah. So when you're talking to your realtor, make sure I mean, I do it for my clients. I'm always making sure if we're approaching due diligence period and if there's any earnest money involved, or any repairs we want done, I'm always like, hey, look, we need to make a decision here. If they're going to back out, if I know hey, they're not backing out, then I don't even bring it up because, hey, we're rocking and rolling. They're happy with everything, then we're good to go. But I definitely don't want them losing both their due diligence and their earnest money at all if I can avoid it. So,
We're in
um,
Savannah when you're buying a home. For those that don't know, we kind of have the same thing, but it's not as prevalent, I guess, right? Because it seems like due diligence money is normalized for you guys. Is that correct?
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Okay, so for us, we call that option money here in Savannah. So that was when all the bidding was going crazy and people want to just have the option to have their contract taken. They would do the same thing, put $1,000 down. They'd never see that again. But the difference with you guys is that it gets credit to them. Both of it gets credit to them at the end.
Yes. Yeah. Both.
Okay,
Both is
okay. See, that would be
to.
difference when we did the option money. Boom, that money's gone regardless. So it doesn't go towards anything. It just says, hey, you paid $1,000 just to go under contract. So that's kind of the difference, but the same concept with
Yeah.
us. We talk about due diligence period for us. Our earnest money is basically wrapped up in the whole thing. We do 1% of the purchase price here typically. So kind of the same kind of difference, but you're saying it's normalized to give due diligence money in Fayetteville. So that's something that if you're a soldier PCS in there or something like that, be aware that you're gonna have that extra $1,000 potentially. Talk to
Yeah.
James first, and he'll advise you the best way to go about that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, excellent. So he will advise you on that. Don't just give up willy nilly, okay? And talk to James. All right, here we go. So the next question: how does the proximity to Fort Liberty impact real estate trends in the area?
It isn't affected too much from what the clients I've been talking to. Most of them are typically want to be within 30 minutes of the base. And Fort Liberty, Fort Bragg's one of the biggest bases on the East Coast, if not the world. So a lot of soldiers that move here, they kind of know where they're going to be at. They're like, hey, I say north, south, and south side of the base, but or the middle. So they're like, hey, I'm working on the south side or vice versa. So typically they're like, hey, I need to be, I want to be on that side. And some are like they don't care as long as they're within 30 minutes of the base itself. Once they get on base, they're like, I'll just cruise on base and get to where I gotta go. But I would say 60, 70% are usually I was here 30 minutes or less of the base. That's what I hear.
Just
And
to the
then
base. It doesn't matter what
yeah,
part of the base.
yeah, and then the other 30% is kind of scattered. It's some want to be within the rock throwing distance of the base, and others want to be as far as away as they can from the base. So but I would not it's usually not a big deal. You got those few that want it, and that's it is what it is, and that's what they want. That's what they want. But yeah,
Right.
I don't, I hardly ever see anybody make it too big of a deal out of it.
Okay. Yeah. Here, kind of the same thing. I mean, sometimes that would be the case. Soldiers want to be really close to the base. Some don't want to be close to the base. So when the first sergeant calls them, they're like, I'm like an hour away.
Yeah.
I can't come in top. So yeah, I mean, I totally get that. We got traffic patterns in our area are getting really bad. What is traffic like around the base?
It's not too bad. We've got a new highway coming in, or outer, we call it the outer, it's called the outer loop, 295 outer loop. So it's connecting, all our suburbs, and Fayetteville's, we're about Fayetteville's a medium-sized city. We've got about 230,000 people in the city of Fayetteville, city limits. We're in
Oh wow.
Cumberland
Okay.
County. Yeah, so when I say, north, south, east, that's why the cops coming at me. But from north side to the south side of Fayetteville, you're probably looking about a 30-minute drive through the city, possibly. So 295 is making it a lot easier with that. And then we got All American Freeway, which leads you right to the base.
Okay.
So I would say, I mean, it's nothing like compared to, I don't know the traffic in Savannah, but it's not too bad, I don't think. With soldiers getting up early in the morning, going to PT, come back
Right.
home, getting, and you've got that time, and that's about it. But I would say for the most part, it's nothing where you're sitting in traffic for hours and hours, or anything like that. It's not, in my opinion, it's not too bad at all. So
Okay. Well, that's cool because it's been so we had such an explosion in growth in the past 3 or 4 years. It's been crazy, and then it's just changed up the traffic patterns. They've been knocking down all the trees, just building houses like crazy, and then they didn't think about the roads until after the fact, and it can turn to chaos at certain times. Obviously, I think I'm complaining about our traffic. I've been to New York, and it's way worse than this, but
oh
you
god,
know
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
here since 2002, and it's just all of a sudden the traffic came out of nowhere. So it's like, what the heck? So, what are you gonna do? But okay, that's just I thought I asked that question. Okay, what are the most popular neighborhoods for military families around Fayetteville, and why?
Per se, we don't have. I wouldn't say it's more neighborhoods. No one's ever called me, say, a few, but few far in between. Of, hey, I want to live in this neighborhood or that neighborhood. Typically, what I get asked is, I want to be near a certain school district, public school district, or even a private school. But usually, they're we're, as real estate agents, if you didn't know, we can't. Well, I know but the
I
audience
know.
doesn't know that do the Fair Housing Act. We can't give our opinions about schools. So one of they're always telling me they want Jack Britt area, Southview, Grace Creek, Pine Forest, Cape Fear High School areas, and that's what they've heard. They've heard those are the one of the better public schools. So usually I get asked that question, or it's easier a suburb. Like I live in, I'm in Fayetteville. I work in Fayetteville, but I live in Hope Mills, suburb of Fayetteville. Then there's Rayford, Stedman, Eastover, Spring Lake, and then we've got Harnett County. And I say Harnett County, it's not a suburb, but we've got like a little pockets of towns in Harnett County, and it's right next to the base on the north side. So a lot of people like moving out to Harnett County now. Not to say Harnett County in general, because there's about 20 little towns in there, and they're like
Right,
little Mayberry towns. It's like you can run through a stop sign and be like in Mayberry. Next, you're in the next town over. But usually those are what I get asked is suburbs, and I want to be near this school or that school. Um, a few far between with, hey, I want to move to that neighborhood.
okay.
Yeah,
So school district is main driver. Kind of
yeah,
same with us. School district's huge.
yeah,
For Richmond Hill for us is probably one of the better school districts from what I'm told. And it's super close to Fort Stewart, which is right there. And then we get a lot of South Effingham, a lot of people like that school district. And then we got a bunch of private schools down in Savannah. So, yeah, schools are big for us as well. All right. Okay. What should soldiers consider when deciding living between living on base and off base?
Things to consider, and what I've heard from a lot of soldiers, and I'll give you a story of one of, and I had this couple, and their 4 kids, and she's expecting off. They were living on base, but they're living in like a 2-bedroom, house or apartment on the base, and she was expecting. So their oldest daughter was living in her bedroom was the living room. They didn't have the
Yeah.
living room anymore. So she's there. The other two kids are sharing rooms, and then she's expecting two. And they were just telling me, it's obviously it was horrible living like that. They lived that for almost a year. Um,
Wow.
so and we'll go into reasons why it took so long to get off base, but he had some credit issues, stuff like that. But finally, we got him into a house, and they're a lot happier now. But that was one of the problems, and I was like, man, they didn't have nothing else for you. They said that's the biggest thing they had for us at that time. So, and then I heard there's a waiting list. I heard 6 months to a year to get on base. Obviously, with rank and things like that, I guess obviously you can pull your rank and get a little quicker, things like that. But with that, and then some of the homes on base are a little older, so a lot of issues with maybe mold, mildew. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying there is,
Right, right,
but
right, right. Yeah, the
so
Army don't want to hear that. When we had, I remember when we first moved on base, and shoot, I think it was like 2003, is right before we went to Iraq the first time. And we lived in this, it was like 800 square foot townhouse thing, but it was only me and my wife. So it's
Mhm.
like built in the 40s or something like that. This thing was old as dirt,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And then they
same
started
here.
putting up all the new houses, but there was a waiting list, like you said, to get on the new houses. So it was a pain in the butt. I think they got it better now, but I mean, I think for us, it's just better. I mean, in my opinion, that's what I'm telling the soldier, like, if you can afford to buy a home, then you can have build equity and all that good stuff that we talk about as real estate agents, right?
Oh yeah, and with your BAH, I mean, if you can do it, live off base, and definitely, the BAH is going to pay for hopefully pay for all your mortgage, if not a good chunk of it. That's how I look at it as. So.
And so, if let me ask you this real quick, James, if someone decides to buy a home and then rent it to go PCS somewhere else, do you get help with rentals and stuff like that?
I don't have a property management team with our firm, but there are a few people that I highly recommend. So if they're looking to rent, I can definitely put them in the right direction of, hey, go with this person, somebody I trust, somebody I know. Usually it's a friend of mine that I would trust in my own house. So yeah, I don't do it myself. Our firm doesn't have a property management team, but I do point in the right direction.
All right, sweet, great, great, great. So you're in good hands,
Yes.
regardless. All right, good. All right. So, what is the general cost of living in Fayetteville?
General cost of living. As a police officer, I was, start off at, we'll say roughly our average salary here is between 50 and 60,000. And, and that's, I would say that's probably not live comfortably. It all depends on everyone's, you know, I guess,
Lifestyle?
yeah, yeah, thank you. Lifestyle, deal, comfort. But for the most part, I mean, you could buy a house here, 3 to 4 bedroom home. Between our median price range is between 250 and 280. So with that, you're looking at a 3 to 4 bedroom home,
Wow.
between 15 to about almost 2,000 square feet, and it really depends on the location. We've all heard it. Obviously, something in the middle of the city compared to out in the outskirts in the rural country area is going to be a whole lot different in taxes. But that's what you're possibly looking at. I showed a couple of some homes today, and their price range is between 250 and 280. And I showed them house that was 269, yeah, 269. It was 1,600 square feet, 3 bedroom, two full baths on a corner lot. Yeah, all brick home. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, it was an all brick. It's an older home. It's built in the 70s, but it's been renovated. Looked nice. I showed them a townhome down the street for 280. It's a townhome, but it was like 1,900 square feet. 3 bedroom, two bath, upstairs, downstairs. So that's what you're looking at getting. And that both of those, and he works for the city.
Yeah.
Um, and she's a stay-at-home mom. So that's in the middle of the city. And that for that's not too bad, so.
That's incredible. Like I said, we're hard to find anything under 300 here. Like we had I think the cheapest new construction home I could find under 3,000 or $300,000 was 289 as a 1,020 square foot home with 2 bedrooms and two baths. So that's like the lowest we could find that's in good condition. Everything else is it's hard to get into. It's been rough prices here in
Yeah.
Savannah, but we're getting by, and then interest rates are starting is going to come down. So hopefully they'll help us out a lot. I think that
Yeah.
was for us. Did you guys have a huge boom when, like during the COVID time?
Oh yeah, God, yeah, yeah. It was crazy here. I mean, it was getting to a point where, God, we were getting, 10, 20, 15 offers on homes. And not that and I was mostly the buying side. So I mean, I remember I was running around town, I was going from client to client to client, and we're offering 10, 15, $20,000 in due diligence money, as I was talking about earlier. Waiving everything. We don't, we're gonna do a home inspection, but we want nothing fixed. We did appraisal gaps here. I don't know if you have those there or not,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
we were doing appraisal gaps. It was crazy. I mean, it got to a point to where if a house hit the market at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was in a good, good area location, I mean, by that afternoon, it could be close to being under contract, or they already got 15 offers, and you're going, oh man, 15 offers, geez. I mean, where do you even begin with that? How do you even advise somebody of what to do there? You're like, oh man, bring
So
all
how is it
your,
like now? Is it like that now, or is people moving
no,
there easier to
no,
get in a home?
yeah, it's a little easier for the buyers, to get a home. I mean, our average days on market now is about 30 to 35 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so not, they definitely have more breathing room, but if it's something that's in a, you know, desired area, good location, good price, it's probably gonna go real quickly. Like my wife's a realtor too, and she just closed on one of her listings today, and I closed on one last week, and they're both on the market for 2 days apiece. And she had five offers on her home, and I had four in mine, and one of hers was cash, and then I had an appraisal guy, which I haven't seen in 3 years. I'm like, damn. My wife just got a real
Wow.
estate agent like a year ago. She's like, what's an appraisal gap? And I'm like, here it is, and I'm gonna explain it to her. So and we, it's and it was great. It was our listings, but we were like, oh man, 2 days. Both of us, we were pretty excited. I mean, it was good, and our clients are happy over asking price for both homes, and big chunks of due diligence money. I mean, we're talking about due diligence money earlier. Hers got 5,000 offered, mine got 4,000 offered. So that's a big chunk. Yeah, I mean, and it
Man,
wasn't.
that's a huge risk.
Yeah,
That just is insane to me.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
It's kind of been, slow down, like you said. The nice houses that are in the nice neighborhoods that are, well sought after, buyers will jump on those. But, like those ones that need work, that are kind of overpriced, buyers ain't buying it no more. They're not
yeah.
going
Same here.
$30,000 over, $200,000 over what you paid for 2 years ago. Those days are over. So, um, I feel like the market is like starting to shift a little bit more towards the buyers. We'll see if interest rates go down in our area. I'm concerned what's going to happen with housing prices, because we can't really afford much more bump up, because I mean, unless wages in our area go up, it's going to be hard for people to enjoy a home. So I'm hoping that people go in their right mind from now
Yeah.
on and
Yeah, I
not
mean,
go
I
out of
definitely
control.
want the rate interest rates to come down. I don't think they'll come down like a whole lot, but I hope it's not so much to where it turns
There's a
back into.
frenzy again.
So yeah, it go either way. And typically, right now we got about just over 2,000 active homes in the market in our area, and usually to be considered a balanced market, we're usually got 4 to 5,000 active homes on the market to be a balanced market. So we're still in a seller's market here. It's not like, I know to me 30, 40 days on the market is not very long,
No.
you know. Yeah, but it's still, it's still a seller's market. So definitely, supply and demand, and one on one. I mean, it's you get more breathing room, stuff like that. But I mean, if the house is nice, it'll go quick. So
If it's one you love, you're gonna have to
yeah,
go after it,
oh yeah,
regardless
definitely.
what market it is. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, cool. All right. What are some recreational activities and amenities near Fayetteville that soldiers and their families would enjoy?
We got the Special Operations Museum here. That's real cool to check out. It's free. They do take donations there, but you definitely get to see World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War there. And it's a very nice museum. In downtown Fayetteville, we've got a new minor league baseball team here. The Fayetteville Woodpeckers. So, definitely want to check out a game. We nice stadium. I think it sits about seats about 7,000, 8,000 people. So very cool. I think I don't know nothing about baseball, so forgive me, but I think
Hey, it's all right. We got the Savannah Bananas. That's what everybody knows us for. And that's barely baseball. So
but I think because we're minor league, we're hooked up with the Houston with the baseball team from Houston.
Astros.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So which is kind of cool. And then we've got a local zip line here. We've got an indoor skydiving place here.
Cool.
So that's kind of cool, indoor skydiving place. I mean, so definitely you know how you want to go skydiving, but not go skydiving. It's pretty cool because they got a big wind tunnel in there, and blows you all up. So that's kind of cool. Um,
That'd be good practice for
yeah,
skydiving.
yeah. It's kind of the kids love it. The kids all love it. I mean,
I
the kids,
bet.
yeah, big old wind, fan blowing at them. They're like, and they're flying, so they're cool with it. They're just flying. They're like, yeah, I'm flying. It's cool.
Yeah.
Um, but we've got if you're looking for outdoor activity, we got Caper River Trail in Fayetteville. It's it's a 4 mile trail one way, but it's concreted so you can run, walk, ride your bike there if you want to. It's hilly, so it's a bit of a challenge if that's what you're looking for. And it's going right through, it goes right through the Caper River, so you'll see some wildlife out there and some plants and cool things like that. We've got Raven State Park. A lot of people like going there. It's not in Fayetteville, but it's only about a good 30-minute drive outside of Fayetteville, up near Harnett County, what I was talking about earlier. So a lot of people
Yeah.
like going up there and to Carver State Falls Park also. In both places, I don't know about Carver State Park, but Raven Rock, you like to go horseback riding, you can bring your horse out there, you can camp out there, fish, swim, all that good stuff. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And we're only 2 hours away from Wilmington, which on the East Coast. So, if you want to go to the beach, there's plenty of beaches right there. 2 hours away isn't bad. You're looking to go to the mountains. We're 4 hours away from Asheville. So definitely, if you want to make a weekend trip out of it, you can go to the beach, or the mountains, and for the weekend, and it's pretty cool. So,
All right. Cool. 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 All right. So what is your favorite part about living in Fayetteville?
my favorite part would be the affordability of living here. Definitely. And then another thing would be we get all 4 seasons here. So, like right now, I think it's like 65 degrees. So it feels great. I'm not gonna lie, it does get humid here in the summertime. Uh, but if you're if you're thinking we get snow, it doesn't happen often. I think last time we got some real snow. And I know people like my wife was, it's snowflakes last year. I'm like, yeah, that was like nothing. That was like half an inch of even that. So I don't count the snowflakes. But last time really good snowed here was probably good 3, 4 years. So it doesn't get terribly cold, in my opinion. I think the coldest I've ever seen it was maybe 15, 17 degrees here at
Wow.
the most. And that doesn't happen often. It's not like I remember I think the past few Christmases I've been standing outside in my flip flops 40, 50 degrees, and that's me.
That's my jam. Flip flops.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So to me, it's not, 40, I can handle 40. I like 40, 50 degrees. So that's, everyone's got their own preference. But, at least we get all 4 seasons. So, we do get mosquitoes, we get gnats and bugs and all that stuff. But when winter comes around, it kills them all. So, it's pretty cool. That's what I like about it. So,
all right, cool. And James, what does your brokerage do? Do you guys do anything special that you want to talk about right now for
um,
soldiers that are PCSing there?
yeah, what we do, we're partnered with a local lender here, and if you use us, we give you a $500 buyer or seller rebate. But and so if you use us, if we use our preferred lender, they will offer another 500. So you're looking almost up to $1,000 in a buyer rebate. Of course, house has to close on it, but that's money you use towards closing costs, whatever you want to at closing. So definitely that's one of our specials that we offer to our soldiers.
All right, cool. And then when I have soldiers, when I veterans or soldiers, typically I'll give home warranty to the ones that are buying because you know how it can get when buy a home something breaks. You don't want to be, I'm saying thousands of dollars in debt and you just bought the home. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I try to do for I call them hometown heroes for us.
Yeah,
Police, nurses, teachers, all the ones that do all the hard work for our community and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
well, all right, man. Well, James, I really appreciate you coming on and talking to me and telling my fans about what it's like to move to Fayetteville, North Carolina. And if you guys want to hit James up, James, why don't you give your number?
Yeah, my number is 910-988-8578. Call me, text me. Be happy to, reach out back out to you. If I don't answer, just leave a message and I'll definitely contact you back.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to leave his channel down in the description with his email, phone number. So if you're moving to Fayetteville, give James a call and he'll probably help you out. From what I understand, it looks like he knows what he's talking about. So definitely give him a call and then call him about that due diligence money. That's somewhat different. If you bought a house here, moving to Fayetteville, that'd be something you knew that you have to encounter. And
Yeah,
James, I mean, like I said, it's a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we can do business in the future.
yeah. Thanks for having me on your channel, man. I do appreciate it. And it was great talking to you also.
All right, man. Talk soon.
Talk to you later.